Did you know there are over 300 laws that relate to tenancies and landlords? If you are one of those unlucky ones that unfortunately go against the laws and legislation that have been put in place to protect your tenants, the fines can be extortionate. Since 2017, councils can give you up to a £30,000 fine without even going to court. And in worst case scenario, you could see yourself landing in prison. For example, if you go against the electrical EICR rules that came in, you could be facing up to a £30,000 fine. Or if you breach the Tenant Fees Act, you could be looking at a £5,000 fine for the first offence and then unlimited amount of fine for any offence done in the next 5 years also. So another way you could land yourself in trouble is to go against the energy efficiency, which can lead you up to a £5,000 fine. If you don't register a deposit for your tenants correctly, you can end up getting yourself a fine of 3 times the amount of the deposit. If you go against HMO laws, you can be looking up to an unlimited fine. If you fail to do the right to rent correctly, for the first offence you'll receive a £1,000 fine. For an offence thereafter it's £3,000, and you could also potentially be looking at a prison sentence also if you're a reoccurring offender. Other examples of landlords who have been penalised for not following the laws correctly is, for instance, there was one in Northampton who was fined over £50,000 for going against HMO regulations. There was a landlord also in Taunton who was unfortunately given a 9-month prison sentence. However, that was suspended for 18 months. The reason for this was because she had a fire that broke out in her HMO, and it was then later found out that she only had 1 smoke alarm fitted in the property. There was a landlord in Rochester who was fined a £12,000 fine for a dangerously damp property. Also, a fun fact, self-managed landlords are also 2.5 times more likely to have their tenants in arrears than if an agent would manage it. You also would be looking at potential more costs when going to the eviction stage, because if you haven't done your paperwork correctly at the first instance of moving the tenants in, you can be looking to get it thrown out of court and then redone again. So it is really imperative that all paperwork is done correctly at the start of the tenancy and then maintained throughout the tenancy. If you have any questions or are a bit worried about anything, give us a call. It's 01933 837 000.